Hello, I'm Sue Muir. I'm one of the teachers of the deaf here at Whitefields Outreach. The purpose of this video today is to talk to you about the different types of FM systems that we currently use for our mainstream hearing impaired students. I'm going to start by talking to you about the FM Genie. Some people call it a radio aid. It can be referred to as an FM system, but they are the same device. The Genie comes as two parts. You have a transmitter, which is worn by the speaker, be that the teacher, teaching assistant, a person who's doing assembly, or whoever is speaking, and we have a receiver, which is worn by the hearing aid wearer. We tend to use the body-worn receivers for our younger students, and these require audio input leads. To turn on your Genie, you need to press the button that has a round circle with a line on it. Just hold it down until the display comes up, and that's the same on both parts of the device. You'll get a display that comes up that shows a number and various other symbols. What's very important at this point is that the numbers should match. So as you can see, these both say 38. The reason for this is that if you have more than one student using a radio aid within your school, they can sometimes tune into each other's devices and it becomes quite confusing. So please ensure that they're on the same number. Starting with the transmitter, as I said, this is worn by the teacher. It comes with an aerial which should be intact at all times. If the aerial is to come loose or to come out, you'll get a flashing red light, and that means that the receiver will no longer be receiving any signal. So just ensure that if that light comes up, that your aerial is fully pushed in. For the transmitter, it comes with a pouch. So to put that in, just remove your aerial, slide the transmitter into the pouch, and remember to push the aerial back into place fully. This is then worn around the neck, and the microphone at the top should be about the distance from the tip of your thumb to the tip of your little finger. When switching off your device, you can use the same button, just hold it down. If you're not using your transmitter for long periods of time, we suggest switching it off. If there's times during the day, such as another teacher comes in to speak to you, or you're sitting with a group and you're not working with your hearing impaired student, you are able to mute the device. So you press the button with a star and it will flash. There will also be a symbol flashing to show you that it's on mute. This is helpful when possibly another teacher comes to speak to you. If you step outside of the classroom to speak to somebody else and you don't want the child to hear what you're discussing. It has a very long distance, so if it's left on and you return to the staff room at break time and you've not switched it off, the child will still be able to hear you. And to take the mute off, you simply press the button again. Moving on to the receiver, as I said, these have audio input leads. These will plug directly into the audio input shoe, which will be attached to your hearing aid user's hearing aids. They simply push in. Once they're fully clipped in and both devices are on, then the hearing aid user will be able to hear you clearly. For our older students that still use this device, they will often opt for ear level receivers. So this part of the device is no longer needed. They will use MLX receivers. So these are ear level receivers and don't require any wires. Again, these simply clip into the bottom of the hearing aids onto the audio input shoe, and that's fully connected. To check that your device is connected, We suggest a simple test. Often a teacher may step out of the classroom and ask the student a question. When you come back in, see if they can give you the correct answer. To charge your devices, it's a simple charger, one plug, and you have two leads. They fit into the side. These can be left to charge overnight. Depending on how much you're using it, most of the devices should last for a few days before they'll need charging. On your display, you'll see a battery symbol. As it starts to lose charge, the bars will go down so you can see when it needs charging. Within the displays, an error may occur and there may be various symbols that will show up. If you refer to our troubleshooting page, then you can see what these errors will mean. Sometimes simply switching the device off and on again can clear some errors, or removing the batteries and putting them back in is also worth trying. If the error persists, then you will need to get in contact with your teacher of the deaf.